I'm now grabbing my number from the secretary's office. Gracie's off the trailer. She's unsettled, but it's her first time coming to anything like this. She's been down the road into camp, but other than that, she hasn't been away from home, so it's to be expected. But we're just brushing hair. We came with loads of time before I have to get on, so specifically so that we can help calm her down. Hi. Stand up. the novice ridden horse. But she's just back at the trailer now. She's had a drink, she's had a walk off and everything. I'm now going to go check at where they are with the championship for that class. We'll go there, do that, and then we've got a bit of a wait until our next class is in the afternoon. So I forgot the battery for my massage pad, which is annoying because that was my plan, was to give her a massage, but we'll work around it. Just came out of the championship. She didn't play, she got a bit angry in the lineup, but actually I didn't warm her up, and because I hadn't trotted and cantered yet, her trot and canter was a lot better than it previously was. So I think that's the game plan. Actually, she doesn't need one because the best work she does is before she's done work, whereas if you work her and then ask her to walk again, she gets a bit aggy and you anticipate, don't you? But I bought 7 apples from work yesterday to make sure that she would drink, because I was going to put them in the water, and I forgot them in the fridge at home, so I bought her a packet of stud muffins, and she seems to like the stud muffin water, so I feel like that's, you know, a win in my book so far. Getting you to drink lots and lots of water. Yeah, she's been so good. We've got 2 more classes and then maybe a championship, and if that goes well then she can go home. Yeah. So we are home. It's now about 7 o'clock. We were there all day because we watched my friends' classes as well. Gracie was really good. She was entered into 3 classes, and the first and the second class she won first in both of those, but she was bit by a horsefly before she went into the second class, and it just really upset her. So while she behaved herself in the second class, you could tell that she was just really unsettled and trying to run away from the flies. Even though we sprayed her with fly spray, they are everywhere, aren't they, darling? But you were very good, and the judge really liked you, and you still won. So no, she was very good. So we decided then that actually she'd had enough for the day, and we pulled out of her last class. She didn't place in the championship for her first, just because in comparison to the other horses, obviously she's very baby. Hi B. But no, she did very well. She tried really hard. It's the first time she's ever competed, and Addington tends to have like quite a big atmosphere, so actually I'm really happy with how she did. I'm not disappointed about missing the last 2 classes, because actually that's what happens when you have babies. Things don't always go to plan, and we got some beautiful photos of her, and overall I'm just really proud of her. She was so well behaved, and she did really well, and you can definitely see that there's, you know, potential there. And what showing isn't exactly what I want to do or what I enjoy doing most. I also recognise that it's really good to get the ground manners in there when they're young, so it will be good for her for now to go out showing before obviously we have big plans for next year, so that she can get the experience of going out to different places. But very successful day for little Gracie, lots of people are very proud of you, and hopefully if things go to plan, we have more plans for next week as well, which I will share later on. We've got a very exciting Sunday next week as of now. Obviously plans change quite quickly depending on the weather at the minute. Today was just cool enough that we could travel her comfortably and, you know, kind of cope with what heat there was. And actually Addington wasn't as warm as other places. It was really, really cool. There was a nice breeze going through and it was quite cloudy for the day, so it meant the sun wasn't out. But no, very proud. She had a bath when she came home to wash off any product or anything on her, and B wants attention now. But she was a very good girl, very proud. Anyways, before he destroys my poop scoop, I thought I'd give a little Angus update as to plans with him, my buddy. So Angus was on loan through winter, but he is no longer, and he is back with me. And he has also qualified for the novice class at the Bury Farm Championships, which I did back in, I want to say November time, October time. So he qualified for the novice. So I'm hoping that by August he will be fit enough to go and do that. It's just taking a while to get his schooling back in place, because then he had some time off and I had my injury. So as you can see, he's very, very fat, which is why he has his own little pen at the minute, which I'm about to poo pick, because he poos about 10 times a day. So that's the plan with him at the minute. Obviously, you know, no solids, but I brought him back into work, so 2 weeks ago, but just like very lightly. But obviously Gracie's having tomorrow and a few days off, so it will be back on Angus tomorrow, focusing on him. I've kind of decided that jumping isn't the direction that he wanted to pursue. He's a good pony, and I'm sure that if anyone was willing to, you know, try it, he'd make a good sports pony. But from what I've seen from him, he likes things that take minimal effort. So if that means going in between whiteboards, trotting in a circle and then doing a bit of canter and finishing is what he enjoys, and that's what he enjoys. Whereas I feel like he makes it quite obvious behaviour wise when he jumps that it's just not for him. It's the same for a lot of things, like water. He doesn't like water, he doesn't like cross country, and he doesn't like going over ditches. All things obviously I enjoy, but you know, I'm not going to force him to do things that genuinely worry him, because it's not just a behaviour thing now. It's kind of very obvious that they upset him and that he doesn't enjoy doing them. So we're not going to make him do them. He can just do dressage and be about. He has no needs, you know. He's like, nothing's required of him. There's no expectations with Angus at the minute. It's just kind of see what's out there, have a play. He's never going anywhere, so yeah. And he doesn't mind having like weeks off at a time if any things do get crazy, obviously with me going to uni and my A-levels next year and stuff. So that's the plan with him at the minute. He's just being a pony, doing a bit of dressage, having a play around and losing lots of weight, because he is very, very fat.